I frequently get asked when a couple finds out that there's been infidelity in their marriage, Mary Jo, is this a death sentence for our marriage? No, it's really not. And so much of the infidelity has to do with the length, with the intensity, what kind of a cheater you're married to. That determines so much about whether or not you can work it out. Basically, when there's any form of betrayal in a marriage, the trust is broken. And when trust gets broken, it's harder and harder to communicate, to trust the other person, to believe they're honest, to give them credibility. And the resentment builds. And it's that resentment from the lies, from them not being there, from the things they prioritized other than the marriage and you personally. That's what destroys the marriage. I mean, those thoughts just keep going around and around. And I think also the intention behind the cheater and their ability to be considerate, sensitive, and remorseful, those things all matter as well. In my practice, 2/3 of all couples who encounter cheating have been able to make it. But once again, the reason I'm making this video is because not all cheating, infidelity is created equal. So I'm going to tell you from the most mild or the least offensive to a marriage to the extreme, what will probably more than likely destroy the marriage, types of cheating. And when you see yourself along this spectrum, it's important that you tell your therapist, if you go work with someone, which type of cheater that your partner was, because I think that will help the therapist kind of guide where you need to go if you're going to try and work it out. Okay, the first one is accidental infidelity. I know it's a choice, right? But there are choices that are made under the influence of alcohol or something else, or you had the situation of the marriage, the pressure, the stress, and it's a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing. The person who did it feels remorseful. They're just totally like, they go to their partner, they confess, and that type is the most mild. I mean, usually when that happens, the marriage can repair. I'm not saying it's easy. No cheating is good cheating. However, this is the one that would more than likely be in that 2/3 when I talk about them working it out. The opportunistic infidelity. This is the person that's at a meeting out of town. The opportunity comes up. They're not really thinking. It's a physical thing. When a guy says it meant nothing, or a woman says, I don't even know what happened, it just happened, I will never do it again, they too feel remorseful. They come back and they usually will tell you about it. If they don't, or if they lie about it, this adds intensity to it, severity to it. So under the auspice that they're coming and they're telling you about it, that would be a level up, a level worse, but still in the stage that you could save the marriage. Emotional infidelity. Emotional infidelity, in my point of view, is much worse. Emotional infidelity is when you develop a relationship and you're texting them at night. It can be someone at work. Basically, they are your emotional lover. You may be married, you may be having sex with your partner, but you are emotionally attached to this person. Emotional infidelity is more dangerous to me because it builds, and it's a stage, and they're not short. They're usually at least 3 to 6 months. And because you're so emotionally attached, you don't get over that kind of thing. Like, that gets in your head. And that type of betrayal, once again, you have to lie. You have to, constantly be sneaky. It's a secret. You don't want your partner to know. If your partner says, why are you texting your boss at midnight? You'll make up an excuse, something about work, but lo and behold, you're having an emotional affair. I think what's really scary about those is many times people who have them don't even know they're in them. They think it's a good friend. They keep saying, oh, they're my friend. But a friend isn't intimate with their marriage, with their body, with everything happening to them, what they're feeling. It's not the same level. It's crossed that level. And that can go either way as far as repairing it in a marriage. Situational infidelity. Situational infidelity is, let's say you have a long distance relationship and your partner misses you. But during this situation, and it's temporary, your partner has sex with someone else or betrays your relationship. That would be called situational. It wouldn't have ever happened had they been there with you. More than likely it wouldn't have happened, but it might have. They're lonely, they're feeling alone, they don't know what you're doing. This is going up in the scale because they're usually intense for a shorter amount of time, and it's completely in another compartment. It's like the compartmental affair. It basically, the person doesn't feel remorseful. They feel like it's okay that they did it. And once again, this is a bad kind. And then after this is a compartmental infidelity, which is a close cousin to the situational one. The compartmental is when you feel like you have a marriage and you feel like you have a partner, and then you feel like you have another person, a mistress or a guy who is going to service your physical needs. And it's in a completely, you can go to church every day. You can be, like the best person in the neighborhood, a coach, whatever to your kids. But this is a little secret compartment nobody knows about. And these go on for years and years. And it's not even that it's lied about, because it is, there's a secret, but it's basically the person who's doing it feels justified. Like, this is just one little compartment of my life. It doesn't bother my wife or my husband. It's my little time. I do so much for everybody else. I deserve a little bit for myself, and this is how they justify it. Then there's the chronic infidelity, that no matter what, one situation might end, but then they're going right back at it. They usually are still one at a time, but you will go through therapy with this person, and it basically, the therapy is done, the couple's back where they both think they're working on the marriage, and they're not. This person is always looking. This is a chronic infidelity, and you're not going to change that person. This person is almost impossible to stay married to. I think if you can look at what type of infidelity happened in your relationship, if you have a stage 1 or 2, it'll be easier to work it out if you really, are committed and you both want this. After the emotional stage and the rest of them, I'm just thinking it's so difficult. You can do it. I've seen couples do it. I've worked with them. But there's a lot of humility, a lot of remorse, and a lot of both people putting in strict boundaries so it never happens again. And constant therapy. Like, you have to keep a therapist almost on a retainer so you can stay on track. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.